boy, I do not want to rain on anyone's parade. But
it's not what you do, Mark.
Well, if the Niners win this weekend, what did they prove?
They proved that they are good enough to go on the road and win in a tough environment in December. Okay. That's what they proved.
Have they not? They haven't proved that already? What they do? I guess not. December last year, they won
in Vegas last year.
Vegas. Yeah, it was a little bit of a cakewalk end of the schedule for them.
For them to face a 10-1 team on the road, a place that is a mini House of Horrors, and it's a place where, well, it's a House of Horrors in terms of
recently. Yeah.
Last year, that was a horror show.
Sure.
You lost both your quarterbacks, and you got run out of the building because you had no quarterback. If that isn't a horror movie, and I'm sure Kyle Shanahan has had nightmares over that game, and that was a horror show of a game.
Yep.
It's not like losing 31-28. Like Buffalo last night, they lost that game. That was not a horror film. That was a great football game. Yeah. There were plays that they left out there. And Buffalo...
Their whole year has been a horror show.
Yes,
I bet they think it's a horror show yesterday.
Yeah, but I think if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, you look at that game yesterday and you're mad that you lost again, but you can step back and go, you know what, that was a damn good football game, and we lost to a 10-1 team in their house in overtime.
Yeah, but
that's not losing your quarterback, both your quarterbacks.
Understood.
You know?
I guess maybe still too fresh in my memory is Garoppolo taking the Niners on a drive in L.A. against the Rams to win a football game and send them to the playoffs, only to go back there 3 weeks later, and the only time they've lost to the Rams in recent memory at all was the only one that really, really, really super mattered. So if they win, and let's say they win by double digits on Sunday.
Sure. 31-21.
We're going to peacock around here. Everybody's going to come out here with their necks all out. Oh, they proved this, and they sent a message, and they showed them. And is that going to be enough for you at the end of the year if they lose next time? Let me answer for you. No, it's not.
Is the Dallas win 42-10 going to be good enough for you if Dallas comes here and wins 21-20?
That's enough for me, Doug.
Exactly.
Thank you, Jose.
So all I'm reminding everybody of,
Jose. Sorry.
all I'm reminding everybody is that
he'll call.
It's just going to happen again. It doesn't matter whatever happens, there will be another question right after that.
You hope.
No, there will be.
I mean, if they slip and fall against fill in the blank team in the wild card round, then maybe they don't have another opportunity to go there and prove it a second time.
Yeah, no,
but I know what you're saying.
Right, like you've got to go do it again, and that's true. If this does not diminish, this is actually the kind of game that I love. I love this game because it's pure. To me, this is pure because there's no answer Sunday. The Niners don't lose the Super Bowl. And they don't win it, no matter what happens on Sunday.
They don't earn the top seed. They don't lose the top seed.
Correct. Well, you might lose the top seed if you lose the game. It becomes a little unrealistic.
Point. You'd be 3 back with 5 to play, and you lose the tiebreaker.
But I just, even if they win it all, I believe the way that I hear a certain group sort of assess things around the 49ers, even if they win one, there's still going to be, okay, now you've got to prove blank. Either can you do it again or that. Like the reason I bring it up, when you talk about, okay, Brock Purdy has proven that he's good. If you're an NFL fan, that's the crown jewel to me. In the NFL,
it's proving that you're good?
No, the crown jewel is we have a really good quarterback.
Franchise quarterback.
That's the crown jewel of the NFL. You can use
the F word.
Yeah.
You got a franchise quarterback.
That's the crown jewel. That means you're going to be relevant every year for a long time, and you hope that some of those years end with you being the last team. The Chiefs don't win every year. They've got the best player, but they don't win every year. But the reason they get to be so excited as of 4 or 5 years ago is they go, oh, we've got one of the guys.
Yeah.
And so now we get to dance every year. Some of the time we're not going to like our dance partner. Other times, our ankle will hurt in the middle of the dance. And then sometimes we are going to win the dance party. And that's beautiful for 10, 15 years. Niner fans, you know what it feels like.
And they haven't had that in a long time. I just did the quick math.
Yeah.
I count 12 teams right now in the NFL that have their franchise quarterback.
Like unquestioned?
Yeah, and I'll just run through it quickly for
Go
you
for it.
and tell me if I missed anyone.
All right.
I've got Miami and Buffalo in the East.
Yep.
I've got Baltimore in the North, and that's Edinburgh, Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, I would argue.
Baltimore and Cincinnati. Yep. Miss me with Deshaun, and I'm still not sold on Kenny.
Totally agree.
The South, I'm giving you Stroud, and I'm giving you Lawrence.
I think we can put Stroud in there. He's really exciting and really good.
And I gave you Mahomes and Herbert.
He's played 11 games, but
I think that they've got their guy.
I agree with you.
And I'm giving you Mahomes and Herbert. So that's 8 in the AFC.
Okay. It's interesting that Wilson is left out, but I get it. I do.
Yeah,
I get it.
And
I get it.
And I'm thinking about quarterbacks in terms of like 3 to 5 years or more. You're my guy, second contract, future QB. Russell, I think, is a guy you could, certainly advocate for of late. It looks like he and Sean Payton are now finding a simpatico relationship, but I held him out for the sake of the discussion. And he's an older quarterback. NFC, I'm going with Jalen and Dak, and I'm giving you Dak just because he's been so good this year.
I know, yeah. Guru just flipped off his radio, but
sorry about that, Guru.
But you're hard pressed to not be right there.
I went Jared only in the North.
I don't even know if I'd give him that.
I'd give him that just based on the year that they've had, and it feels like they're sticking with him for the future. The South was going to be a no for me, dog.
Correct.
And then I'm going with only Brock
Purdy.
That's 12 quarterbacks, Mark.
My only question is Jared Goff. There might only be 3 in the NFC.
Yeah, wow.
Goff is...
Kirk is hurt, and Love is still unproven, and Chicago. Sorry,
well, Chicago never gets one of those. Ever. My whole life, never, ever, never.
Was Sid Luckman a Bear?
No.
I'm going to Google it.
I said my life.
Yeah, sorry about that. To me, I don't know. Dak is always controversial, but he's having a damn near MVP year.
So that's the crown jewel. Quite frankly,
and I counted 12 teams.
I would argue that is a bigger deal. This is why I look at it the way I do when a year ends the way it does last year. I know you have every right as a fan to be you can be so frustrated, be so mad. Oh my God, he let a tight end and Son Reddick. Okay, great. I get it. I totally get it. The crown jewel of the last year is not that Super Bowl, and it's not even this Super Bowl. It's big, but the crown jewel is you found your guy. That's the crown jewel, because in theory, the way this usually goes in the NFL is that means that you get to dance every year for a bunch of years in a row and see if you can come out of there with a ring or two. That's the way it works.
Right.
That's what the Bengals have gone to a Super Bowl, but have also suffered 2 season-ending injuries in a short career for Joe Burrow. 2 of them. Okay? But they get to dance. They love it. They're one of the teams. It's only a third of the league that gets to be one of these teams. So that's why I look at it the way I do, and I feel that way about more than Brock.
And that's why your Super Bowl or try again slogan.
And that's why I feel the way I do about Kyle Shanahan.
Right.
You've got one of the guys. So that's
if we did the coaches, like franchise coaches, you're probably looking at about the same number.
Or maybe less.
Yeah, in terms of teams and their coaches and, teams that are that sold on their coach, and you can't put Bill Belichick on that list right now. So
Mike Tomlin's the one who's an absolute magician.
Year after year.
That's what I was sarcastic when I said it yesterday, but explain to me how Bill Belichick is a better coach than Mike Tomlin. If you're going to define it as we have by, Brock Purdy as an example, you're not good until you show me that you can win without all your people.
Right.
Well, then Mike Tomlin is your example. There's your coach. That's the guy who wins games with crap around him. 7-4. They're terrible.
They're always terrible or of
cannot-
late, and they don't lose.
They can't score 19 points in a game, and they're 7-4.
They find a way, Coach.
So there's your guy.
Yeah.
There's your coach of the year.
Well, and he's on the short list.
I don't want to hear about Sirianni. He got stuff coming out all over the place.
Yeah.
He's got all kinds of bells and whistles.
I think that you're biting kneecaps when you're looking at the coach of the year. Because
Probably. Oh, yeah, wobbly the last 2 weeks.
little wobble. 1-1. They've wobbled to a 1-1.
I know.
No, but you're
felt
right.
like a loss last
It did. And this Thanksgiving game was another one where it felt like they still could have won it, but
Packers did whatever they wanted the whole day.
yeah.
Oh, they were brutal. Here, real quick, let's go to Nico in Fremont. Hey, Nico, what you doing? Nico.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Oh, better now.
Hey, quick question. Oh, well, I just want to bring up a point that you guys were talking about the Eagles and Niners game coming up. Correct me if I'm wrong, but a few weeks ago, the talks was it's a must win for the Niners just to prove what they're made of. But now it's kind of sounding more like it's not a must win. And if they win, great. But if they lose, great. It doesn't define their season. Am I correct or am I wrong?
Well, I don't. Are you saying you heard one of us say 4 weeks ago that this was a must win? I know for sure that neither one of us would have labeled
I
that.
would never use that phrase.
Like Dibs literally allergic to the phrase.
God.
And I do not remember saying that at all. It's probably a must if they want to get the 1 seed, but you don't have to get the 1 seed.
So what happens? So what happens if the Niners do lose the game? Where does everything stand? Does it mean that Niners cannot? They're not showing that they can beat the top dog teams, or is it just they have more work to do?
No, see, so
More
Nico,
work to do.
thanks.
Thank you, Nico.
Yeah, you know what it means if the Niners lose this week? It means they lost during week 13, and then you got another game the next week, and you keep on plugging away, right? The Niners know better than anyone that you can win the regular season game and then lose the playoff game, and that's a wrap. It's not a must-win till January. Again, there's that phrase again. Where they got to prove that they can hang with the big boys. The Niners have already done that. The Niners whipped the Cowboys. They whipped the Jags.
Yeah.
They whipped Seattle in Seattle. The Niners don't need to prove to you that they're good. They're good.